What's going on, YouTube? It's RJ the Fed. Gonna make sure everything is sounding good. It's just gonna be a delay between the live stream I just started in YouTube. Hopefully, YouTube will pull up here in a second for me so I can hear and make sure everything sounds right. Audio is always the biggest factor, right? Looks like audio sounding fine right now. Alrighty. We're back for another live episode. I know Doc Martinez was still running live. Got this thing set up though. Got some more 3D prints to introduce to you guys and some pours to have. So today will be, hey, what's up, Nate? Today's going to be a sample day for sure. We got a bunch of Dave Vogelsang samples. I got 5 of them. Joseph Magnus Murray Hill special release, finished in Caldova's cask. And it's batch number 4. It's 111 proof. I've got 2 K Lukes, both batch 9 and batch 11. 2 copper and cask. Both are 7-year blends. What's going on, Dad? One of the 7-year blends is a cognac, sherry, port, Armagnac, and the other 7-year is a double oak. So those are going to be the 5 pours. We still have the Glen toppers that we'll be giving away. We've been sending some of those out already for some of you guys that have been receiving packages from me. So we got right now white and black or black and white. We do have more colors now. We just haven't printed anymore. So these are still like the first batch that are going out. I'll do several different colors. We have red, we have blue, I have orange, gray, obviously the white, black. I've got glow in the dark filaments too. I think I might try some in glow in the dark. We've got yellow, green, blue, and red for the glow in the dark, and a few other specialty colors like a silk bronze and some marble gray, which is like almost like a concrete look to it, a little texturized. Next thing though that we have been working on is barrels. So this is a 3D printed barrel. The lids unscrew and they will hold a Glencairn in them, and then you can screw the lid on and use this as a carry case. Now, you still don't want these to rattle around too much. I did have one of these on my floorboard rolling around, and I still had a Glen break even inside one of these, so got to be careful still, but definitely a lot more protection than if you just had a Glen laying out. So not a bad little project that I've been working on. This specific one, this was like one of the test prints. We did 3 barrels for the test prints. They have the black lid, and then here's the 2 other lids that we've done. This was test number 1. As you can see, the logo didn't quite come out perfectly on that one, so we had to do some modifications and some altering. And then here's number 2. So this number 2, a lot cleaner on the logo. It is actually raised, so this is actually like an edge. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it actually does stick up. So we're going to pull out our other Glencairn from this one. We have 2 more barrels printing right now because we have 2 lids that don't have a barrel with them. Those 2 barrels will be done at about 9 o'clock, so about an hour. What's up, Jonathan? So in about an hour, we'll have a total of 5 barrels, 2 of which will have the logo. One's going to be that blemished one. The 3 of them will have the solid black, and then one will have the updated barrel head. So the barrel heads take about 3 hours to print, a set of 4, 3.5 hours roughly. And then the barrels take the longest time with about 17 hours to print 4 barrels at one time. So combined effort, we're talking about 21 hours to have 4 barrels and 4 barrel heads, but we can do them 2-tones. We have some barrels that we're printing right now where these little black dots are going to be just solid brim all the way around and white instead of having little black accents. I think the black accents are nice to have on the barrels, but the issue is the color change. So I have a machine on there that lets it swap between colors. Well, if it swaps a bunch, it wastes a bunch of extra filament that you don't need. So just doing it layer by layer, that seems to be how we're going to be doing that. So barrels, I'm not sure how we're going to do these, but I do want to get some of them out to you guys. I'm going to be pouring up some of that Joseph Magnus right now. Glen toppers as well. I do want to get at least one other product out. I'm looking at coasters as an option. Tracy mentioned coasters. Another option I was looking at, these both might come to reality, is it's like a it's like a stand for your Glen. So your Glen will sit in it, kind of like those little flight boards. But I also want it to be where you can take the Glen and flip it upside down, and it'll also hold it up off the ground. So you can use it to drink, but you can also then use it as a drying rack for it. So it'll be multi-purposed. The coaster idea that I'm looking at, it's going to also have a brim that's separate. So like the brim is going to be like a hollow circle. That's going to be an ashtray part. So it'll have little divots for you guys to put your cigars. Still working at the base on how I'm going to do that to where it'll be a little bit more fire resistant, because obviously plastic melts. But we're going to have like coasters that fit into the brim to make it solid, and then that'll be your coaster holder, but also your cigar tray if you choose to use it that route as well. So I want some more multi-purpose things for you guys. The designs are in my head. It's putting them into work. I'm learning CAD right now and trying to figure out how I'm going to be doing that. But the more we learn, the more we figure out, the more we can optimize. Like I've already optimized the barrels and the head. The head only changes color twice or 3 times, I think, max. Some of them it only changes once on, and then the barrels it changes, I think, 18 times. I think it changes color 18 times rather than before it was changing colors 182 times. So we're not just learning what we're doing, we're also learning how to optimize it. So a lot of nerd stuff. But Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club special release. Dave sent me this a while back, and we just haven't got around to it. So I'm pretty excited. I actually have 5 samples from Dave in front of me, and all 5 samples, 3 of them are different labels from different eras when Dave sent me these. So they're from different packages. So finally getting around to them, though. Oh, this is the lowest proof one, by the way. This is a 111 proof. The highest proof we have on front of us is 120 proof. So we are trying to be proof minded as well. Little weird, little funky. Not bad, just funky. If you guys have any recommendations too for bottles you want to see, samples you guys want to see, along with different 3D printed projects, especially whiskey oriented 3D projects, I'd love to hear it. But we are going to try to get a lot more of those. Once I have a decent sample size of different barrels and Glen toppers, and especially in different colors, we'll start doing some giveaways. But I want to make sure we have a little bit of a sample, a little bit of stockpile, so that way I don't just run out immediately and it takes forever to print more. Whiskey wise, we still have the option to buy some more bottles. We got more bottles on the way. We're looking at doing some trades and some swaps as well. Once those bottles get opened, I have no problem sending some samples. We'll do a lot of 2-ounce samples. So maybe we'll do whenever we send out our flight of 4 samples like I normally do. We can do Glencairns, toppers, and barrels as extras to add on to your giveaway. I'm not sure, but I think Doc Martinez over at Old Fashioned Ways is still live. So I think he's got, it's showing 33 people watching him. So I'm sure people are tied up over there. Not a problem. Obviously, they got their own things going on. But as far as Whiskey Tube goes, we haven't been as active, unfortunately. So that's part of my fault. But we're going to try to make some more time for you guys, start doing some more videos, more content. Right now, it's all just been live streams. Live streams are easy. There's no editing. Just whenever I have time, jump on and do it. And then it gives me a chance to interact with you guys. So questions are welcomed. Anytime you guys have a question, ask it. If you have any recommendations or ideas, also feel free to state them. But these live streams will typically be me drinking samples, which I know is probably less than stellar. It's probably pretty boring, but it is what it is. We still have a bunch of RJ Glens too, so I do need to start getting some more of those out. I have been giving away some too. I sent a couple out to Travis. Nate was in chat, Greed for Speed. I gave him an extra Glen the other day too, so trying to make sure that the guys who have them, I know Mark Duffy and Ryan, I got 2 more out to those guys. I want to make sure if they have one, especially if it's broken or there's any issues or they just want a second one, I've just been trying to get them out to you guys. Either for absolutely free or at cost. Wholesale costs on these were $6.25. I don't need to make money off these. I mean, I'm sitting on tons of them, and I haven't really marketed them either, nor have I really cared to market them. So that's my fault. This is unique. It's little earthy tones. Not my favorite, but not the worst. Also, the lower proof for tonight is definitely because of last time when we did hazmat for everything, pretty much except for that first pour. I don't want to do that. that kind of hurt. That was a rough night. uh, Copper and Cask have never been a fan of mine, but with two different ones, one being a cigar blend and the other being the double oak. We're going to start with the double oaks. I am kind of excited. Double oaks have always been my fan. Cigar blends, not as much. Obviously, they're a little bit more unique, a little bit different. Cigar blends, I think there's like 4 or 5 different types that they can do where they can blend those together, and it's can be classified as a cigar blend, whether it's they have 2 different ones or all 5 of them. There's no super crazy guidelines on a cigar blend. I think they're pretty vague, pretty open. There is definitely stats to make it a cigar blend, but they're pretty relaxed. So this is the Copper and Cask 7-year double oaked at 116.2 proof. Yeah, I think because I like disappeared from YouTube and started trying to come back, I think it has failed me at notifying people that I've gone live. I tried to put this one a little bit further out. I should really schedule these like days in advance, but I just never know. It's kind of last minute now with the kids and what's going on. Sometimes I'm able to do these, sometimes I'm not. So the hazmat stream is pretty last minute, but I don't think YouTube's been notifying people. Matter of fact, as in Discord, I know it hasn't been notifying people. I know Will hasn't been getting notifications as all, and I don't think Zach has either. So it is what it is. I mean, I guess that's my fault, but some people can watch the reruns. The reruns, even though they might be boring to you, you can always speed them up at like 1.25 or even 1.5 times speed. If I don't sound super funky and high pitched, maybe 2x speed. I do talk pretty quickly, so 2x speed might be a little crazy. Hey, there you are. What's up, Will? But yeah, the hazmat stream was kind of fun. I didn't realize that 2 of the samples I had tried the week before where I had talked really bad about one of them, I actually had 2 of the exact same. So I do have a full 2-ouncer of that. Whenever we start giving those giveaways out, I do want to do that one as a punishment pour because that's got to be one of the worst ones I've ever had or ever tried. Yeah, Nate said he got notified this time, so that's better for YouTube, I guess. Some of the super fans are getting notified again, some of them at least. It says it's 7 years old, but it tastes a little youthful. The Copper and Cask double oak. The oak flavor is like kind of light. Normally, when I think double oak, I think like it's normally like a heavier oak influence, and it's normally darker tones. And I'm not really getting that one on this one, but it's not bad. I've never been a Copper and Cask fan though, but this is it's solid. Show me the proof. What's up? Our first pour was the Joseph Magnus Murray Hill special release. If I can get that to focus. Maybe one day. Maybe if I hold my hand up to where it'll focus. It just does not want to focus on that label. It says Joseph A. Magnus Murray Hill Club special release bourbon whiskey finished in Calvados cask, batch number 4, 111 proof, and then we got a Copper and Cask double oak 7-year at 116.2 proof that we're on for our second pour. And then the 3D prints we've been showing off, we got the lids that are threaded. They unscrew. The lids can also suffice if you don't get a Glen topper as a Glen topper. Like it's multi-purpose. Obviously, it doesn't look as clean and as nice as the more form-fitting one, but you can put either one of these Glen toppers on if you want to. So it is kind of multi-purpose there as well. But perfect for holding a Glencairn, and the lid will screw on. It's like a little travel case for your Glen. Disclaimer though, your Glen can still break in one of these. I've had it happen. It was like on the side rolling around in the floorboard of my truck. when I had broken a Glen. It was kind of a shame. Oh, Dollar Bill says Cask 529 is also live. So yeah, looks like I'm fighting the crowds tonight. Oh well, it's okay. I'm having fun regardless. I don't have to have everybody that's able to watch actually watching my stream at once. So support who you guys want. Cask 529 is live. I think Doc Martinez is still live. So no harm, no foul, guys. I'll be here when you get back. Hey, Charles the Rye guy. I know he's got to be watching Cast 529. I have been known to multitask, though. I have managed to have multiple screens open up whenever I'm playing games or stuff, too, to help support. I don't know if they get credit for the live stream as you as a viewer if you're watching it and it's muted, but if you turn the volume up to 1, it's so quiet you can't hear it. It still gives them credit. So I have done that before, too. So it's nice to be able to tune into multiple streams and just have the volume turned so far down that you can't hear them, but you're giving them credit in the background. So I used to have a lot of people do that for my videos too, and I really appreciated it. Oh, Glencairn rinse. I probably should have done these side by side. We'll do the K-Luke side by side because I actually am excited about those. K-Luke's been crazy, so I do want to see Batch 9 versus Batch 11 since they're more similar. These are two different finishes, obviously, the copper and cast. One's a double oaked and the other's a scar blend. So probably not a fair comparison, but the K-Lukes we'll do side by side. We are slowly powering through all these samples, both on and off stream. I am not too far away from getting through all of the Dave Vogelsang samples, along with my other box of various people who sent me samples. I also have another tray, though, that's another tray of samples that are not whiskey. They're other spirits. So tequila, rum, gin, vodka, moonshine, you name it, we've got it. A lot smaller category for that, only a few specialty ones, but I do want to do another spirit where it's like everything but whiskey day, and then I'll just try a bunch of different liquors that way too. But I do actually want to get through every sample that I've been sent, so that'll be the real challenge because samples are tough. As I finish these samples, though, especially if I try them on stream, I'll drink them freely off stream. Like I'll finish the rest of them off if I don't re-gift them. Sometimes I'll re-gift them to someone if they're asking specifically about a brand. I'll hand them the rest of the sample so they can try it and get the same effect that I got. I love trying stuff before I buy it, so this lets me know, is this going to be on my map or radar and what I want to buy next. So I really like that, these samples. Although 2 ounces is probably more than enough, it's perfect for me to get a second impression on it or get it into someone else's hands so they can have an impression on it. But as we finish these off, I do save the bottles so I can do a hot water rinse and then let them dry, and then I'll actually refill them and put a new label over the top of them, and I'll send those bottles back out. So I've gone through 472 packs of these 2 ounce sample bottles of sending them out. Plus, I've reused every 2 ounce sample bottle I've been given. So I have sent out a ton of samples in the past, and I do want to do some more. I'm hoping Chucky Larms gets to tune in on the live stream too. He was one of the last people I sent samples to, and I gave him a pretty good flight box, kind of like Dave Vogelsang does. I did 12 2 ounce pours, so a pretty crazy box. Wow. Okay. Climbing up a couple proof points. 119.4, a little bit hotter. This one, the cigar blend is cognac, sherry, port, and Armagnac cask. A little spicy, but pretty good flavor. Pretty good flavor. Ryan S is definitely somebody we got to get taken care of. So we want to showcase what we got, Ryan, for you. Next package we work out, we'll do something, man. I'll make something happen, even if it goes to the Duffster, Mr. Mark Duffy. We do have Glen toppers now. I have the Glens, and then now the newest collection, we have 3D printed barrels where the lid is threaded and unscrews from the barrel, and the Glencairn will fit in the barrel, and you can close it up and use it as a little carrier. Chucky Alarms is in the house too, and the little top for the barrel can also be used as a Glen topper as well if you're in a pinch and you don't have one of the more form-fitting Glen toppers. So pretty cool. These take pretty long time to print though, so these are like prototypes. So like the first prototype was blank. The second prototype we had like the logo didn't quite finish, and then the newest one, the logo is definitely looking a lot cleaner, a lot better. So I think we've got it down now. We save these STL files on the computer. That's what it takes for the printers. It takes STL file to print. We streamline them and we make them to be the most efficient as far as time and color swaps with minimal waste. So I can start doing these on a bigger scale and start doing them different colors. So whenever someone wins a giveaway, we might just do them to order. And then that way the person who wins can tell me what colors they want. And if I have the colors, I'll offer them, or I'll just give them a list of colors and they can choose from. And the barrels, barrel heads, Glen toppers will all be two-tones. I could do them without logos, or I can do different logos. If you guys have a logo you want to see, it's a little bit more work on my part, but I'm starting to learn how to do some CAD file stuff. I can actually design them for you guys. So if you have a logo you want, or maybe a custom team you want, football, baseball, basketball, Torp likes Bitcoin, so we can do some custom stuff too. So we'll definitely be working on that for you guys. What's up, Chucky? Yeah, the barrels are not mine. The barrels are made by someone else. If the inside of the barrel, you can't see it, but there is a textured pattern in here. You can see it if you have the right light. They're designed by someone else. So this is someone else's design, just adding the logo and the brand on them too. So because they're someone else's design, legally, I'm not going to be selling these. These will be like a giveaway item. But I might be selling other things that I can, and this will be like an add-on freebie to get away with not selling someone else's product on a legal aspect. But very cool. I do want to redesign these too. I'll take some calipers and measure the Wii Glens. I'm going to see if I can size one of these down to fit a Wii Glen. I also want to see if I can do something for these like toppers for a Wii Glen, and I also want to do some like little Glencairn holders. Both for Glens and Wii Glens. So that'll be on the radar. Thomas Anderson, all the way from Michigan. What's up, buddy? RJ's Bourbon Boutique opening soon at DFW terminals. Honestly, because this is just plastic and stuff, I can bring this into security with me all day, every day. So if you guys are connecting through DFW Airport, and I know a lot of you guys do because it's a big hub, maybe we could meet up face to face, and then I can hand you Glen toppers and Glen barrels and all kinds of stuff. It'll be great. It will be a nice freebie because obviously, like, I don't want to stomp on the guy who designed these. It seems like Kaiser or K Design. He did a good job. That's all I could say. He did a great job. Couple issues with like the print time on how long these take and the color swaps whenever we were doing the color changes. So we've modified them. The two barrels that are on there right now should be done in about 30 minutes, roughly, maybe 45 at the most. They won't have the little black dots around the little slats for the metal for the barrel. It'll be one solid color, but I still think it'll look good. Need RJ Wii Glens. Also, I don't have those yet. I only have regular Glens. They were kind of pricey. The Glens come $72 per case, and at wholesale cost, they were $6.25 a piece. So $450 for a case of Glencairns. I think Wii Glens cost about as much, if not the same, as the regular Glens. So pretty crazy, but I don't need to make a whole lot of money off the Glens. So any kind of markup for the Glens would be the expectation that some will break, and that'll help offset the broken ones as at cost. But yeah, we'll get there. You should print some Glencairn shipping containers. Glencairn shipping containers. I mean, these barrels, I think, will be sturdy enough if I put like a piece of bubble wrap inside the actual like hole of the Glen. I think that'll be enough to help absorb some shock, and then put those in a box. Charles, you're right. You absolutely do need a freaking moderator status. And because you're such a homie, you're getting the managing moderator. You get a tool, and you get a tool, and you get a tool. All the wrenches. Just cracked open the new Evernorth weeded bottle. Oh my God. Thomas. I need to bully you for some more bottles. Evernorth has taken a good chunk of my shelf up. We've got the pick that you guys helped do for me. Thank you again. But we also have so much more. Joe B, there we go. There's the Evernorth guy. There's one of my guys that was on the team. Evernorth has taken such a fancy to my house now. I've got a rye pick, I've got a bourbon pick, I've got the Arctic Spirit. We're starting to kind of fill out. We got a Night Stalker 3. I haven't got the newest Night Stalker 4, but I heard from Tyler he didn't really care for it, so I'm going to pass on that one. But I'm going to have to start hitting you guys up, especially because I know you guys up in Michigan. You guys see the store picks, so you know when the store picks have them, and I need to start getting some more of those for sure. For sure. I'm ready for some more Evernorth. Where's my Evernorth guys at? All my Michigan boys. We got Joe and Thomas Anderson. We also got Gunnar L and Nick Jones. Some of the Michigan guys that'll hopefully they'll take care of me. I think I like the cigar blend slightly more than the double oak. The cigar blend's a little funky, but still pretty good. Not a big fan of cognac finish. Not a huge Armagnac finish, but the port and the sherry definitely give it some sweetness. Yeah, Evernorth is crazy, man. Like most of their stuff is only like 6 to 8 years, but it is crazy good. And the price is right. Almost every single barrel is like $85. It's like 55, 65 bucks is like MSRP. So I say 85 because that's what it normally takes to get to my doorstep. The doorstep fee pushes me up to about 85 bucks, but for under 100 bucks, pretty much any Evernorth bottle is going to kick butt. Okay. We got some more on the list. Exodus, Spirit Walker, and Wise one, number 3. All right, this one we're going to do side by side. So we got a K Luke batch 9 and a K Luke batch 11. Update for K Luke, by the way. I've actually started seeing them in Texas. So K Luke's on the list now. Four Gates, also another one I've been seeing in Texas. Let me know prices on those, Joe. If you can only get one for yourself. Like you don't have to help me out on that one, but if you're able to pull like a second bottle of any of those 3, you let me know, and I'll definitely make sure I get you compensated because I would like one for sure. Any of the 3, honestly, anything from them has been good. I would like details on them so I could try to pick which one I would prefer more than the other 2. But I have a feeling all 3 of them are good. Holy cow! They bottled 2,700 bottles today. That's crazy. Does that mean you were at the bottling party? I know that they hire some help sometimes because it's just the brothers, the junkies, and they got one employee. So they only have like 30 people working there, but they outsource some of you guys to help out with the bottling process and normally hook you guys up with some merch and some stuff, maybe a bottle or 2 at cost. Oh, you haven't seen the profiles either. Yeah, I'd be curious on the profiles, Joe. I'd definitely be curious on the profiles if I could have a preference on one. Oh, saw it on Facebook. Okay, yeah. Some of the guys go out there and help. It seems like they have a great time doing it too because they get taken care of. I think they get some food and some drinks, maybe some merch and some bottles for a pretty good price. Okay, so number 9 or batch 9, a little bit more stone fruit oaky, a little bit more pungent on the nose. 11 smells like a little bit more graham cracker and a little bit sweeter on the nose, a little less pungent, more sweet. A little bit of vanilla graham cracker going on. So let's try batch 9 first. That's 118.4 proof. Batch 11 is 120 proof. They're both blended straight bourbon whiskeys from K Luke. Good bold flavor right there for sure. Right amount of sweetness, good amount of oak, pretty good balance. Still some division. It's not well blended, but good balance of both. Just not They don't come together very well. If that makes sense. The flavors are still very like separate, but still you can taste each one. I try not to BS you guys on the flavors too, because like sometimes I don't taste anything. I can just tell you it's good or bad. That's kind of how it was with like the copper and cask. I'd tell you good or bad, but couldn't tell you much more. Batch 11 was way more approachable, way more balanced for sure. Still very sweet, but better balanced on the Batch 11 versus Batch 9. I don't know if Dave Vogelsing's watching. He's probably watching someone else right now if he's up and watching. But if I had to pick between the two, since Dave sent me these samples, I would take Batch 11, I think, over Batch 9. Batch 9 is a lot more bold, though. Very bold, very, very pungent. If you're watching and you guys don't mind, hitting that like button does help the algorithm. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. Back to the Batch 11 just to make sure. Those two I probably will go back to along with the Joseph Magnets. I'll probably kill all three of those samples tonight, probably even on live. Yeah, that's pretty good. Also, I know we showed off some of the lightsabers last time too, but we've been 3D printing lightsabers too. This is the glow in the dark red, and it's got a different hilt. It's hard to tell because it's really dark in here now. I don't want to turn the light up too much because we're trying to let the kids sleep. But this is a Sith hilt with a red blade, and they're collapsible lightsabers. And the filament I use for the blades are glow in the dark. So these lightsabers are pretty cool too. There's a bunch of different hilts that I can print, a bunch of different colored blades that I can print. I kind of want to do some of these for you guys too. So some of you Star Wars fans, Star Wars nerds, especially some of the other YouTubers like Doc Martinez, Old Fashioned Ways, and then we got Whiskey Corner, we got Carlos, two big Star Wars fans too. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me while I whip this out. Here's the green one too. So I do want to do some lightsaber giveaways for some of the people too. So it doesn't have to just be whiskey related 3D prints. We've been 3D printing anything and everything. Like it's been a blast. I don't know if you guys saw it. I can go grab it. It's in the cabinet right now. But we have a special 3D print we did, and we were using it to display our Eagle Rare 12 that we had picked up. I have a giant eagle statue now that's a wine holder, but it perfectly fits a bottle, so you can put like an Eagle Rare on the back of the eagle. It was great. That one took half a spool of filament and 20 hours of print time for one print, but pretty cool. If I had to put a monetary value on something like that, I was thinking probably somewhere around $85 before shipping, which is pretty crazy. I don't necessarily want to sell that person's print either because they came up with it. I did some alterations to it, made it a little bit more dense, which also added to the time, but it's a hunkin' statue, and I did it in gray. I do want to do some big stuff like that for you guys, so whenever we do like the big giveaways, like we'll give away bottles, but we also want to give away like super cool 3D prints. And the 3D prints I've been trying to focus on have been like whiskey bourbon related or like super cool shit that like people can enjoy, whether they like whiskey or if they just want some cool like fidget toys or for the kids or display statue items. Like I gave my dad it's a bowl. We printed a large bowl. It's a low poly, so it's like kind of rudimentary triangle shapes for the main shape, but it's a bowl from Wall Street for the stock market, since he's a financial advisor, and it's meant to go in his office on his desk. So we definitely want to start doing some more cool stuff. So if you guys have any passions, any hobbies that you guys really like, start spitting them out to me. Start sending me messages, whether it's text or Discord messages or even on YouTube, even on here. Tell me what you guys like and what you guys want to see, and I will try my best to find something that fits that niche and do a giant 3D print for you. 3D prints are 256 millimeter by 256 millimeter by 256. That's the cubic size of the build plate. We can go much bigger. We can glue them together, but I'm trying to keep within like one build plate, and I'm trying to keep it underneath like 1,000 grams of filament, which is one whole spool. That way, whenever we do them, we can do them in one, a reasonable time, and two, a reasonable price. So if you guys want something specialty, I can do some stuff for you guys. Dad said it looks great in his office. So the bowl was a little rough on the underside. I did some sanding to them. With plastic, if it's overhanging, it doesn't get the best extrusion and doesn't bind as well, so it doesn't look as smooth on the underside. From a top side, though, it looks pretty cool. It was supposed to be silk plus bronze. It kind of looked greenish, like almost like a corroded metallic color. But I thought Dad would probably like that one. So, Dad, if you do like that one, and you say it does actually look great, if you're not just saying that because it's on the stream. I was also thinking about doing the bear too, so you can have the bear and the bull, even though in your industry it'd be nice to just have a bull market all the time, because obviously when people see their money going up, they're a lot more happy. When they see a bear market, it's harder to make people happy. I mean, obviously showing them minimal losses compared to what the overall stock market's doing and helping protect people's money, or even having some of it go up, even in a bear market, is a huge positive. I don't know if having a bear on your desk is going to fit well as a financial advisor. So if you don't want the bear, we don't have to, but I have considered doing another one print with that same color, or a different color for that matter, as a bear. Yeah, that batch 9, solid, but I think the 11's better for K-Luke. Yeah, no bears in my office. I didn't think so. I have considered doing an eagle statue for you, just like the one I did for my bottle. I don't know if you saw pictures of that one yet. I did send them to Mom, but I did think about that because I do occasionally give you bottles to give away to clients and stuff. Or you have the Eagle Rare that you should still have in your shelf. If you haven't given that one away already, if you still have an Eagle Rare, let me know. If you don't have an Eagle Rare, I'll replace it, but I'll also try to get you one of those statues as well, to hold it as a bottle, because it'll be a good display item, but also hold the bottle for you pretty securely too. So back to K-Luke, batch 11. Yeah, that's rocking. I'm pouring out the rest of that right now. 2-ounce sample, and I only drink like a 1/4 ounce. It's gonna be a more heavy Glen pour, but that's good. And I wasn't a huge fan of K-Luke before. I think Dave Vogelsang's been really the person pushing me towards that K-Luke, and he's given me several samples of different bottles, and slowly have we developed a liking and tasting to K-Luke. You still have an Eagle Rare, okay? Let me go grab that statue so we can show that off in case you guys haven't seen that. All right, plot twist for all you guys. I did get an Eagle Rare 12, but we didn't keep it. We have another Eagle Rare 12 on the way with Total Wine. As soon as they do their Grand Reserve drop, we'll be picking up another one. So we parted with the first one, but here's the eagle statue. And the eagle statue has his little tail, has a notch to hold the bottle, and it fits perfectly between his wings. So we got a WB Eagle Rare 10-year right now that's being held up by this 3D printed eagle. And this one's printed in gray. So we can do some painting. We can do some multicolors on this one, but I just like the PET G gray color right now for the way this one comes out. PET G is a type of plastic filament. PET G is specifically like UV heat resistant and some drop proof resistant, a little bit more than PLA, which is like the standard plastic they use for it. But it's a pretty cool little bottle holder, and it's a great desk ornament. So let's just set this over here out of the way. Any Russell's 13 bottles showing up in Texas? Yes. Russell's 13 is showing up in Texas. Most of them are mom and pops right now. I actually got an email from Specs, and I've already prepaid for one. It was $216.50 roughly out the door. It's a prepay, so I'm still waiting for the bottle to arrive at Specs, but I did get the email for it, and I have ordered one. So Russell's 13 Batch 6 is on the way. Will I keep it? Will I open it? Probably not. I'm actually looking at trading that bottle plus some money towards a Old Forester's President Choice. I'm more of an Old Forester's fan. A couple of the guys that watch the channel and hang out in the Discords are Wild Turkey fans. So we're gonna try to make a deal where it's like $100 on top of the Russell's 13, roughly. We'll negotiate the details on that and the money. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to stand, but I do need a President's Choice. But Russell's 13 Batch 6 is definitely on the list. We already paid for it. We're just waiting for it to arrive in store so we can go pick it up. But it's probably going to be used for trade bait. Yeah, the eagle statue is crazy. I love it. Just tried Eagle Rare 12 for the first time tonight. Had a sample. It's good, but hopefully the price starts coming back down. It will come down for sure. Total Wine will be dropping there soon, but Specs has already dropped a crap ton of Eagle Rare 12. And I was one of the ones that got it. The store I went to had 60 bottles. There's a couple other stores that had 60 bottles, and several other stores had 48 to 60 bottles as well. So a lot of Eagle Rare 12 has hit the DFW market, and the price has crashed to about 175, 185 roughly, which is probably need closer to 150, 140 soon, just for locally, just because of how much is in the area. Chris Jenkins, what's going on? Heard Eagle Rare 12 is available in Michigan in December. Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting another bottle of it. The next bottle I get, obviously, secondary price should crash by then. I 100% plan to open it. I would have got rid of the first one if I didn't have basically like a backup net guarantee with Grand Reserve members for Total Wine, knowing how many bottles one of the locations has whenever they do their drop. I should be able to get one as like a consolation prize. Like that's how easy it should be to pick up another bottle. It's just a matter of time of waiting. That's why I went ahead and tried to move it while I could, because the plastic for these filaments for these 3 prints is not cheap, along with all the accessories I've been buying too. So we're trying to offset the cost of the printer too. Costco in Northern Kentucky. Yep. You're absolutely right. One of the guys posted in Relo a receipt. His Russell's 13 was $148 out the door, which is below the new MSRP, which is $199, which is what I paid from Specs, which came out to $216.50. So there are people getting Russell's 13 Batch 6 for under $150, especially Costco in Kentucky. That's where the receipt came from that I saw from one of our guys in the Relo server. So that's pretty wild, pretty crazy. But Costco here, they legally can't sell liquor, so they have another store that's attached to Costco called WB Western Beverage. That's actually where this Eagle Rare store pick came from. They can sell liquor, but their store has no affiliation with Costco other than it's basically in the same parking lot, and their prices can be just as much as the Patel Cartel stores. So there's that, but some of them are better priced than others. They do get some good allocations, but it's pretty rough. Liz just messaged me saying, "Hey, you, good to see you." So I'm not sure if she's actually watching. I don't see her commenting, so I'm letting her know I'm live. But Liz will be one of the people that it's one of my locals that she's going to need to get one of these barrels. So if she is watching, we're close. We're going to get you a barrel. And the barrels, you can use the lids. I've already given you some Glen toppers for you and your husband, but they also are good to use as a Glen topper. And it'll hold your Glen for travel, or like you said, because you've already seen pictures of them, it can be used as a holder. So you can travel with it, use it for the drops. Meanwhile, here in Arkansas, we're just now getting the Wild Turkey 101 8-year. Yep, there we go. That 101 8-year. It's a good pour, but you're definitely behind on that, Jonathan. But I'm glad to hear that Arkansas is finally getting them. I remember the price in batch 1 and 2 was like half of what they are. I think they used to be like 65 to 75 bucks originally, and they just crazily like have gone up and up. Hey, Liz said, yeah, her and Manny, her husband, are both watching, so that's awesome. Thank you guys for supporting. No, we want to do some more things though. Like I said, we're working on coasters. I also want to look for some like kind of like a flight board, but I want the flight board to not just be used to hold your bottles or your glens for drinks for your flight, but also be used as a drying rack as well. So our prints, we're trying to make multi-purpose, kind of like the barrels. You can use the tops as a glen topper as well, although they're not as form-fitting as the toppers now. So since you're watching, Liz, we didn't keep the Eagle Rare 12. We were going to, but we didn't. We got what we wanted for it. We will probably end up getting that Eagle Rare 12 whenever Total Wine does that drop. So I know you and actually Noah, you guys know him on Discord as Ganja, has offered me a sample of it. I might take you guys up on that because I do want to open them side by side. I need someone to get me an Eagle Rare 10 that's not a store pick. I want to open the store pick, and I want to have the Eagle Rare 12 beside it as well, because I'm out of regular Eagle Rares because I give them away as gifts all the time. And I want to open a regular Eagle Rare store pick and the 12 years side by side and see, does the extra 2 years matter, and does the store pick compete or beat the 2 years difference between the 10-year store pick and the 2 years? So yeah. Yep, Liz says it's delicious, and I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's less sweet, a little bit more oaky, a little bit more vanilla caramel forward, and that sounds pretty appealing for the 12. Some liquor stores in Michigan had cases of those Wild Turkey 8-year. I mean, Specs had them at the front counter for the longest time, and they're like 40, 45 bucks. Ryan's saying the extra 2 helped out a lot. Okay. I can't tell if I'm getting a fraudulent email or not. This email address says it's from Facebook. security@facebook.mail.com, which sounds kind of legit, but not sure. I guess someone's trying to log into my Facebook account, so maybe we're getting hacked on Facebook, but not sure which account. We have like 5. Screw you, Mark Zuckerberg. The additional 2 years made a difference. So yeah, Ryan and Liz both agree the 2 years means a difference, but doesn't mean that much of a difference compared to a store pick. Obviously, it'd be nice if I had one of the better store picks. I haven't tried the Western Beverage, the Costco one that I just picked up, if that's one of the better store picks. But I'm curious if the 12-year can compete up against some of the 10-year store picks that are amazing. So we'll see. And then obviously maybe we'll splurge. Maybe we'll buy like I can't buy a bottle of it right now, guys, but maybe we'll buy a sample of the Eagle Rare 17, the BTAC, and try that. That'd be cool, right? Have the 10, the store pick 10, the 12, and the 17, and try them all side by side. Even better, as a blind, does the 17 BTAC beat out the others? What's up, Riley? Right now, we're talking about the Eagle Rare 12, and I was showing off the little eagle statue that we've got right now that we printed. So we've been 3D printing. We got a wine holder. So we got a wine holder that can hold a whole bottle. Wish they upped the proof on the 12-year, though. That would be nice. A lot of people want to see that 17, the BTAC version, be up to. I'll have to open the Western Beverage one to see if this is a good sample or not to use for the comparison. But Riley, if you got a good 10, I would love to try the regular 10, a store pick 10 that's like really good, a 12-year, and then maybe I'll splurge on a sample of the 17 to try them and see which one actually can stand out on top. There we go. And then Liz just texted me saying her and her husband Manny are about to do a side by side, the store pick versus the 12, because I think that's a great idea, especially if you have one of the better store picks. So hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Riley. Miss you, buddy. We got barrels. We got Glencairn barrels, Riley. We can do custom ones. You just tell me the colors and you tell me the logos. It doesn't have to be an RJ logo. We can do whatever you want. I don't know if you really want a Whacked Out Whiskey Club one. I'll do one just for you, buddy. But everyone else can piss off. But I got you, homie. If you want something else that's not Whacked Out Whiskey Club, you let me know. Sports team, whatever you want, I got you. We'll do a custom barrel for Riley, and we'll let him pick his colors. If we don't have the colors, we'll buy them. The more filament we have, the different colors we have, the more variety we have. No harm, no foul. We just might have to wait some time for the colors to come in. But the barrels hold Glencairns. They're great for carrying, especially for like late nights. And we'll since we all already have the colors, we'll do like the custom Glen toppers for you too, buddy. Just let me know what you want. You got my number. Text me. This K-Luke Batch 11 is actually kicking ass, though. I love it. It's great. Yeah, no, we've had a crazy time with specs, though. We got a Bomberger's 2025. It's still in the cabinet. We had an Old Fitz 9. We just had that delivered to Candace. Candace got that no problem. There we go. I don't have purple or yellow, so that'll be 2 filaments we'll have to buy, but maybe we do an LSU one. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Hell yeah. And then we had the Igor 12, which that went out as well. And then we had a couple other things go out too to Travis. So it's been a lot of work. But we're starting to build up the 3D print files. The main thing is we print these as tests. That's why we've been doing black and white, because that's what we have the most of. We do other colors, doesn't matter. Once I get the files down though and everything optimized the way I want it, and I make sure everything's working, man, we can streamline this. Like whatever you guys want, we'll do custom. Because it's easy to pull and add new logos to these. I just have to do like a little bit of editing on the CAD files, and then boom, we go from RJ logo to LSU logo, just like that. And then color swap, we go from black barrel to purple barrel, white slats to yellow slats, logo in yellow as well, so purple and yellow for LSU. So yeah, it's not hard. It's just we got to get the files printed out. We got to make sure the fit is right, and then once all that's done, color swaps are fine, logos are fine. So hell yeah. And the damage is you would be very surprised, is very cheap. The print time takes a while for some of these. So like a single barrel would take like a couple hours, like 7 hours. But you print 4 on a plate, and you can print 4 in like 20 hours. So instead of paying 28 hours of time to do 4, you only pay 20 hours. So you save by doing multiples. So if LSU is truly something that somebody would want, I would like to find someone who wants multiple LSUs, whether it's Riley wants 4 or someone else wants 1 or 2. And we just print 4 at a time. And the pricing is crazy cheap. So like we're talking maybe like 200 grams of filament for a barrel. There's 1,000 grams. So you can make 5 barrels basically off of 1 spool. You're talking price for filaments like less than $20 a spool. So you're telling me it's like $4 to make 1 barrel. $4, and then obviously the time. That's a lot of time. But the actual print file to make one of these is like $4 or $5. Like $5 is like honestly like nothing compared to how long it takes and how detailed these can be. So yeah, super badass, Riley. Absolutely. $5 for something like that. And then like these toppers, these like little Glen toppers, these are even more streamlined. We can definitely do some LSU ones of these super easy. These are like 50 cents, maybe, like not even 50 cents. Like they are super easy, and I've streamlined them for the logo for me. So if I can streamline them for the logo for what everybody else wants, like whatever it is, football team will say LSU, there's like no waste. Like I can print 16 of these on 1 plate. It'll take like 4 hours to do 16 of them, and it'll only waste like a gram of filament. So I'm like a super fanatic now, super nerd now, trying to learn CAD files to do 3D prints. But this has been freaking awesome for me. So Riley's gonna have to come check out all the stuff that I've been printing too, because some of this stuff is fun. I'm slowly starting to do some multicolor stuff. That's what these barrels were. So like the first barrel, these 3 that I printed, these were prototype barrels. A lot of waste, lot of waste. The new barrels, they're almost done. They're printing the last layer of white, this top layer, and then they'll print some more black, and then that's it. They'll be done, and then I'll be able to pull them off the printer. That should be like maybe in like 10 minutes. Let's check the time. They give you estimates too. There's an app for that, guys. So we open up our app, we click on device, and it'll pull it up, and then boom, it says it's 98% done. So we got 4 minutes left, and we'll have those other 2 barrels, and we'll see how those came out. Once again, these are white with the little black divots. The black divots will also be white just to save on time and color swap. So more streamlined, but obviously not as detailed. But we can paint if we have to. We can do hand paints. So we just finished the rest of that K-Luke batch 11. We weren't a huge fan of the 9, so I think we're going to drink the rest of that Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Special Reserve. I think it's Special Reserve. Special Release. Sorry. And that'll be the last of our pours for the night, and then we'll be hopping off the live, so we won't be on for too much longer. I want to wait for those barrels to finish so we can see the difference between the two. One will be optimized colored, and it won't take as long. The other one will be a lot more wasteful and take a lot longer, but we get a little bit more precise on the colors. Let's see. It's not wanting to load, but Liz sent me a picture. It looks like the Eagle Rare 12 is a blurry image and an Eagle Rare 10 year. It's a store pick. I can't tell yet because it hasn't loaded. There it goes. It's loaded. She's got 2 RJ Glens, and it's a Sazerac barrel select from Lucky's Liquor up against the 12 year. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but those are 2 RJ Glens next to their Eagle Rare 12 and their Lucky's Liquor store pick. So that's freaking awesome. Matter of fact, we're just going to set the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend aside. We're going to go ahead and just crack the Eagle Rare store pick so we can get into this. The goal was to do like the 12 years of fresh crack to the 10 years of fresh crack, but honestly, we don't have an open Eagle Rare. Here's a store pick. It's open now. We'll do that as our last pour, and then like I said, 4 more minutes on the 4 more minutes on the other barrels, and then we'll bring those over here. So that's right. Ryan said it. Eagle. So we got the Eagle Rare bottle, and we got the Eagle Rare, the Eagle wine opener. Slides right on there, and then boom, just like that, locked in place. And that's so cool. I was like the first review for that guy's print where I actually posted like a picture. There was 2 other people, I guess, that commented on it, but I'm the first one that posted a 5-star review with a picture and an Eagle Rare 12 bottle in the back of it because it's meant for like as a wine holder. And the guy was super happy to see that, obviously, and was super positive to react to. So maybe we can get the guy who creates these to actually help us with some other prints too. I was thinking like the guys mentioned like a Buffalo for like Buffalo Trace, doing some custom holders that aren't necessarily for wine bottles, but more for liquor bottles, and do different sizes. Like we said, like Buffalo Trace is like a different bottle for sure. Maybe a holder for Blanton's would be kind of cool. Obviously, some of them we'd have to make it a little bit more easier, where it's just a flat thing where it sits on top of it, but kind of holds it in place. Something that you could use as a display item, though. It'd be kind of cool. It is awesome. The guys who design these files are great. Once again, I can't really sell their files. Like, it's not my creation. I'm just printing what they made. There are some alterations I've done to everything that I've shown you guys on my own, but the alterations, they're not mine. They're not genuine. They're someone else's creation. So I got to give credit where credit's due. So it comes down to it. We'll give some of the stuff away, and then we'll make sure that whatever we're giving away on top of the prints that are, give credit where credit's due, a little bit of a tip or commission if you guys want, just for the time and the effort. The main thing is just paying for the filament. The filament, like the spools, like I said, they're like $20 for each color. They're not that expensive at all. Looks like our barrels are done, so we're gonna go grab that build plate. I'm gonna pop that build plate over here, and you guys can see these barrels coming straight off the printer. So I'll be right back. So I want to show you guys what we got here. Get this headset plugged back in. Double check Discord too, because it looks so good. A message. I don't want to message with someone I need to respond to. All right, nothing important. Okay. So it comes off the build plate like this. There's this little like test print line that's in the front that scrapes off very easily. This is what they call a purge tower. This is minimal filament. It's pretty hollow. but this is required for different color swaps. So what this is done for is as it's printing colors, if you switch from black to white, you've got to purge enough black filament, which is going to start coming out gray as it bleeds to white. It'll go to this little purge tower, and it'll print like a couple designs on here. As far as that goes, for it to switch from black to white, and even more from black to white, it takes longer for it to go from that dark color to that lighter color. So this tower is like it basically realigning itself for color to make sure it's going to be where it needs to be for the color swap. So these big streaks of black in between are a lot more than it needs, but it's got to be the same height as the barrels. So that's why it does this little purge tower. So this is considered wasted filament, but it's used for correct calibration. So more importantly, purple and yellow, obviously. So you want LSU colors. If we're trying to go from purple to yellow, it's got to purge a lot of that purple to get back to that yellow color. Otherwise, you're going to have a bleed between the colors. So that's what these purge towers are for. And then these, no supports, they just pop right off, especially once the plate cools. And then these are like I said, these are a little bit different. They don't have the little black dots on the white, because we're trying to streamline this and make this a little bit more quicker to print and a little easier to print and less wasteful. But they're threaded, so you just put the new cap on, and then here's a black and white barrel with a plain black lid, no logo. And here's the other one. It just threads right on, and you can throw a Glencairn in here and tighten this down, and then boom, now we've got a bunch of barrels. And then just to kind of show you guys, we're going to put 4 of them on a build plate. 4 of them will fit on one build plate perfectly fine. So we'll be able to print 4 barrels and then 4 toppers on 2 separate plates. So 4 barrels will take around 13 and a half hours, and then about 4 hours, 4.5 hours roughly for the toppers. So you'll have one plate, print the barrels, second plate, you'll print the lids, and then boom, you're done. So we're going to go set this back up on the build plate, and we're going to go set some of these barrels off to the side so they're out of the way. But I did want to showcase that so you guys can kind of see the nerd side, the behind the secret side, the behind the science, behind the store side of like the little purge tower and the little barrel print times and how they just pop off and they're ready to go. No finishing process afterwards. So they're pretty cool. I'll still need to show you guys the little squiggly poops that come out too. That's the plastic that's also being swapped and purged whenever it cuts, and then it has to reheat the new filament as it color swaps. There is still some waste, but it's very minimal with the settings that I have so far on the barrels and how those are going to go. So how many barrels can you do with one roll of filament? Good question. Let me see. We have the file pulled up right now. It's kind of weird because the barrels that we're doing are 2-tone, so they're 2 different colors. So we're going to just go off the total amount of filament that it takes to do a set of 4, and we'll divide. The real question will be is what colors you want on how many will actually be on one spool. But we're going to just assume that if we did all one color, how much filament does it take in total? And then from there, we'll go from there. So 461 grams. So we can print 8 barrels off of one spool of filament. So you're talking eight barrels roughly off of $20 is basically what it's going to boil down to. There's a little bit extra left over, right? So 461 plus 461 is still less than 1,000 by about 80. So you'll have a little bit of filament left over, but about 8 barrels off of one spool of filament is the answer, Ryan. So pretty marginal, pretty cheap, pretty easy. when you factor in price. Time also a little bit lengthy, but when you can print 4 barrels per day, essentially about 17 and a half hours of print time to get the barrel and the barrel head done with the custom logo in 2 colors. 17 and a half, 18 hours roughly. It's not bad. You start the print early in the morning, then you do one late at night, let it run through the night. The printer does make noise. You can slow it down at 50% speed and it's basically silent. So the idea would be print the barrels, the loud, noisy part that takes the longest, and then the heads of the barrels, the tops, you would print overnight and you would just slow them down because most people sleep for at least 6 hours. If it takes about 3 to 4 hours for the heads, 6 to 8 hours, and 8 hours of time at 50% speed, you're going to print the heads too. So there's no lost time. It'll be a little bit slower, obviously, but you're not going to notice the difference. As a matter of fact, you'll still be able to sleep because it won't be super loud. So theoretically, wake up in the morning, start the barrels. Whenever the barrels are finished, throw the toppers on, let the toppers run. And if it's in the night, just slow it down to 50% speed. That way the noise is minimal. Printers are relatively cheap now. I put a lot of money up front, so I would like to at least help offset some of the cost of these barrels for the printer, I should say, with the barrels, but we'll get there. Manny says the store pick is great, but the Eagleware 12 is a level up. And then Liz also said she'll buy 2 barrels. Thank you, Liz. I'm drinking Eagleware store pick right now, too. So this Western Beverage one, this came from Jay. Thank you, Jay, for picking this up and running it by the house, too. But with the 2 kids, it's been very hard to get out to the liquor store. Liz, who's just texting me, she's the one who actually went and picked up the JD 10-year for me. She also offered me the bomb burgers, even though we picked one up on our own. We do have some locals that are super, super cool people. I mean, they're super awesome. They get what they want, and then if they have the ability to get extra or something that they don't necessarily need or want, they offer it to me at cost. And the intel I try to give them and the times where I try to help get them bottles that are harder to get, that's how we kind of repay the favor. But as long as it's mutual, I try to give, they give back. Things have been going pretty good. We got a pretty tight niche group. Leah and Liz, Frank, Albert, Jay, everybody so far that are in that tight little local group, we've done very well for each other, and we try to get stuff. The 1792 Cognac finish, not my thing. Liz was able to get one for Leah, and I got one for Liz. So like I try to return the favor when I can. So 1792 Cognac finish went to Liz and Manny, and then Liz actually did get one from $2, which she got to Leah. So, and the only reason why I knew that Liz even wanted one is because I reached out to Jay and said, "Hey, who wants one of these from our group?" So it's been good. Doc really seemed to like the 12-year. Yeah, I was watching Doc Martinez. I saw the 12-year open as well too. Mine turned into cash, which obviously helped offset some of the expenses otherwise, because we spent like $450 in one day on a Eagleware 12, a Bomb Burgers, and a Russell's 13. But yeah, I do plan on still getting an Eagleware 12 and opening one. And then Liz has been gracious enough, her and her husband Manny, to offer a sample of their 12 year as well, especially to try against the 10-year store pick. I'll be excited to try that at least. It's been great though, guys. Like I know I've been gone. I know YouTube has probably written me off as like we're not notifying people of this guy going live or doing any content. I still want to do some videos, I promise. But most of my videos will probably be more 3D printed, more nerdy type videos. I want to do some content that's like, it's not for kids, but it's kids friendly, if that makes sense. Obviously, like with whiskey, like 21 and up applies. And then with it being alcohol too, like most people under the influence, including myself, I'm definitely guilty as charged. Profanity flies out. Is not kid friendly. So if I'm doing a video, I want to do them purposely or intentionally. I want to talk about some of the fidget stuff, some of the little lightsaber things with the collapsible blades, some of the toys that I've printed too. I've printed like dinosaurs and stuff, like plastic dinosaurs, sharks, and other like toys and little knickknacks too, capybaras and stuff like that. I want to do something about like the toy side and the fidget side and like the cosplay side. Like obviously you have the helmet with the lightsabers. The statue side, some of the stuff that's more decorative. Matter of fact, I have one more statue. Let me go grab that real quick for you guys so you guys can see that. I grabbed a few different prints that you guys haven't seen yet. So 1 second, I'll plug these headphones back in because they keep dying on me. Once again, they have some crazy filaments out there. You can do like concrete and marble, like different textures and stuff. Wood filaments too that look like wood, but they're actually like plastic. This is 2 hands holding what looks like a heart. You guys can kind of see that heart shape. Heart shape's hollow. This is meant as like a planter. Obviously, this is very shallow, but it's meant for like as a planter. People use it for like succulents. You can use it for like a jewelry tray. You can use it for a lot of different things. I mean, my wife and I were joking. You could use this to hold your salsa for like your chips. But this is an option. This is like a pretty big statue. It takes about half a gram of filament or half a spool of filament, 500 grams. So pretty long print, very detailed. These hands and the nails, I can't get to focus, but they're very detailed. But this is one of the things I'm going to give to my mother-in-law as a gift, so she can use it for, like my wife said, as a jewelry holder or like for succulent stuff like that. Some of the stuff we print white, we spray it with primer and we paint it. Here's a Squirtle. This is the Squirtle leader with the little saxophone guys. And she painted this, and then I gave it with some clear coat. I'm trying not to show off the bottom because I let it sit on the primer and it reactivated the bottom. So the primer reactivated and kind of jacked at the bottom. But from a flat standpoint, our little Squirtle looks super cool. And my wife did a fantastic job painting him. Came out very well. But then you have also stuff that's like also usable and practical too. I don't want to play this because the kids are asleep, but this is actually a pan flute. So you can blow into this, and it's actually a whistle, like a working whistle. So you can print your like own instruments too. So 3D printing has basically showed me that like you can print pretty much anything. If you can think of it, you can make it. It can be practical use. It can be like toys like this. It could be like little miniature statues and figures, and you can either paint them or you can print them in multicolor. It has been a absolute blast. So whether you have kids or you don't have kids, whether you're a super nerd and you want like super crazy collectibles and miniature statues and figures, you want bigger statues and stuff for like an office desk or something, or like to display some of your bottles, there's an option out there for you. Just got to think of it, and then let's see if we can put it into reality. So my daughter had a 3D printed turtle with a rose on her back. Her name is Rose, so I'm a sucker for anything with a rose on it. They do 3D prints all the time, man. We can do Bulbasaur in like a low poly. We can add the rose to it. I'm sure they already have those already combined where we just print them out. You name it, we can do it, Ryan. So especially because like I know you're probably going to be one of the guys that's going to want one of the Glen toppers and one of the barrels since you got the Glens. We'll make sure that you get taken care of too. You're one of the OGs, one of the homies for sure. But we can also do some stuff for the kids. So whatever the kid likes, you name it, reach out to me, man, and we'll try to make some stuff for the kid, and we'll try to make some stuff for you. The thing with the 3D printing is this is supposed to be a crossover. Like, so we started out as a whiskey channel. There we go. Started out as a whiskey channel, and we want to have some kind of crossover into the 3D printing. 3D printing is going to be more friendly towards family and everybody, kids alike and adults, your super nerds, whoever you guys want. We can do something for you. So whether it's toys like whistles and lightsabers, or miniature figures like collectibles and stuff that we can do some painting, which I'm trying to commission the wife to do some painting. Obviously I suck at painting. And then obviously some prints where you just print it, pop it right off the plate, and it's good to go as is. We're going to have a little bit of everything. And we want to be able to accommodate the whiskey guys, but also the kids in there, and nerds and you guys, and some of the decor and home designers from you guys too. So it's been great. I've loved it. Every bit of this so far. Total cost into the printer, filament, accessory so far is probably around $1,500 to $1,700. So we're still under $2,000. As expensive as that sounds, like the bulk of it has been the filament dryer, which I just spent $140 on. The AMS unit, which was $200. That's the thing that allows me to change between colors mid-print. And then the actual unit itself, which was like $750. So when you factor in the hardware, we got some build plates, some extra nozzles and stuff like that too. We spent some money on. That's been the bulk cost. The actual filament itself, I've told you guys, most spools are less than $20 shipped to your doorstep. So you buy 2 colors of filament and you pick something you want that's 2 tones. $40, and then the time, it's not going to take more than a spool for it, so you're still back down to that $20 cost. You can pretty much print anything for under $20. There's a few things that might take a little bit more as far as filament goes. Your time, obviously, electricity is pretty minimal. It actually uses less electricity than my computer does, if you want to factor that in. So it's been a cool hobby. The wife's been more supportive of it obviously, than the whiskey side of things. So we're getting there for sure. I'm in for 2 barrels for sure. Thanks, man. She liked that sword you did also. And I'll continue to do more stuff too. So, like, if you want barrels, name your colors. We'll do color schemes too. We can do different colors. You don't have to get 2 the same. We'll buy more colors as we go. I have these vacuum seal bags that use the vacuum to suck the air out of. They're like the Space Saver bags. They hold 6 spools of filament comfortably. We could probably fit 7 to 8 spools per each one. So I don't mind having 18 different colors plus 4 loaded, so 22 in total. We can add probably another 6 on top of that if we overfill those bags. So up to 28 different colors at one time. I have no problem buying colors specifically for you guys to do custom work for you. That way, whatever you do buy, if you choose to buy something, you don't have to, is specialized to your liking, to what you want, what you desire. And we'll do all the background stuff via Discord, text, email, however you guys want to get a hold of me. And I'll send you guys the files and preview so you guys can know what you're getting before you actually receive it. And we'll talk about durability, water resistant, UV resistant, because there's different materials for each one. And we'll try to accommodate you guys the best we can, because this is a hobby for me at best, but it's fun. So the more stuff that you guys can give me as ideas, the more stuff I have to print, more work I have as far as customizing and learning actually how to do this stuff. It's fun for me. So don't let this guy take away from the whiskey side of the thing. It's just an extra addition, bonus content, you guys can say. As far as the crossover, this channel will eventually be like split whiskey, split 3D print, because I really am passionate about it. And with having 2 boys, they're going to love everything I print. I've already been printing like dinosaurs and stuff. 3D printed dinosaurs, guys. We got an Allosaurus and a Triceratops. We print dinosaurs and stuff for the kids. We just give them to them, and they just play with them. They go crazy. I try to do them in solid colors because we also work on a color. So we try to get them to say, what color is this dinosaur? And try to get them to say white, and try to get them to say red. And we try to tell them Allosaurus, Triceratops. So we start associating colors and shapes of each of the 3D prints to help with verbiage, words, technical terms, as far as this is an Allosaurus, this is a Triceratops. And the colors have been great too. He's been doing great. My kid's been struggling with speech, honestly. And the last like month, his speech is just like quadrupled for his vocabulary. It's insane. I love it. Little old fashioned. Cheers. What's up, buddy? I want a barrel. Oh, and I love Doodle Bob from SpongeBob. I have a rocks glass that says "Me hoy, me noy." I would love a Doodle Bob logo on a barrel. I can absolutely do that. I don't have any yellow filament other than glow in the dark yellow, so we'll have to do that. I don't have any brown filament too to go with SpongeBob SquarePants pants, but we'll definitely do that stuff too. And we still have 3 empty bottles that I still have in my closet. E.H. Schiller Small Batch, JD Batch 3, a JD10, and then the Elijah Craig C923. So we still have all those bottles. I know we talked about this a long time ago. I told you I'd do it, and then I haven't. I still have them. They're still here. I got them. There you guys go. Chris Jenkins has always been a moderator of the chat. Glad to have him back. He is very quick to share links for other people's channels. So cheers, Chris. But yeah, 3D prints have been great. Whiskey's been good. Bourbon hunting's been a little bit rough, but we're kind of getting back into it. Specs has definitely been pushing us harder than Total Wine. This will probably be the last year that we stay as a Total Wine Grand Reserve member. I know Liz and Manny, they still spend some money at Total Wine, but it's still going to be tough for them to qualify too. And even if they do, which they probably will just because they will be close, it hurts. Like, there's no point multipliers in Texas now because they can offer coupons. So with no 10 times multipliers, spending $2,500 at Total Wine versus $250 at Total Wine is a huge difference to be a Grand Reserve member. So they're going to lose a lot of clientele and a lot of people that are Grand Reserve members. especially with the price hike. It's not about 2,500. It's also about the prices per bottle. Locktar, Patrick, what's up, buddy? He's back in Texas now. He just posted a picture. It looked like he was at Specs where he got an H. Taylor small batch when he got back to Texas, which is awesome. Great finds. It's an easy find, though. It didn't used to be. It is now. But I guarantee he bought it at Specs. He paid $60.70 roughly, or $60.07 out the door from Specs. Total Wine starts out at $64.99 before tax. So why would I buy a bottle like H. Taylor small batch at Total Wine if I can buy it at Specs for less? It just doesn't make sense to me. So glad to have Patrick back in Texas. So we're gonna have to definitely do some more Texas collaborations, some more content for sure. But yeah, bottle availability has been one thing, and Total Wine's been lacking on it. So Specs has been taking care of me, but going to every Specs, I know the trucks, I know the routes, I know the times. Right now, me going to work on the days that I do and going to Specs when I do, I'm gonna miss 90% of the drops as of right now. But we'll catch up eventually. I know some guys have asked about doing live streams on the hunts. We'll get there eventually. We'll get back up to it for sure. We're just a little bit behind, but we'll get there. Also, Doodle Bob is all white. He's yeah. I'm sorry. He's a black and white outline center. Doodle Bob is the black and white version. I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking yellow and brown because you said SpongeBob, not thinking, Doodle Bob is truly black and white, which is perfect because I use black and white for everything, like my test prints. It's like that sandpaper like texture looking too, which we can replicate too. They have some concrete marble finishes that are like that sandpaper like dirt looking texture. That's right. Thank you, Josh, for bringing that up. I still get small batch for $56 before tax. Store near me. So like, yeah, that's the price. It's like $60.07 outside of after tax from the small batch. And if they let you buy case by case, which a lot of them are, it's a good bottle to buy. But with Texas market, it's not a good bottle to buy unless you plan to drink it. Like trade bait, they're not worth anything more than what you're paying for them. Yep. $60.59 out the door. They were $129.99, 10% sales tax, and 11%. Fuck Alabama. There, I said it. We dropped the cuss word. We dropped the F-bomb. But Alabama at $129.99 is out of their ever-living mind. So welcome back to Texas, Patrick, and I'm glad you can get some H. Taylor small batch at a good price. There we go. Liz just said made some Texas Ranger barrels. I have blue and red. I already thought about it. I just didn't say it because I live in Arlington, so obviously Texas Rangers. Liz definitely wants to see them Texas Ranger barrels. Is going to happen for sure. Tom Black says, "Good evening, Mr. J. I don't have audio, but I DM'd you the specs you were looking for." Oh, okay. I'll check right now. Oh, you did? Yeah. I get a Discord message. 126 month, 11 summers, 118.3 proof. Thank you, Tom Black. I'm assuming that's just one of the bottles you have, or if you have multiples, maybe the other one's open. I don't know. Tom Black is a big Wild Turkey fan. Russell's 13 is a Wild Turkey product. The Russell's 13 batch 6 that I have already prepaid from Specs via email was $216 out the door. I'm looking at making a deal with Mr. Tom Black because he is a Wild Turkey fan for one of his Old Forester President's Choices as a trade. So I told him we can either go off MSRP or secondary, whichever is in his favor, and we will try to work out the details once I have the bottle in hand. But Tom Black is someone who I will be attempting to trade for an Old Forester President's Choice. When I receive that bottle, that will be a special bottle that whenever I go over, I will try to do a video or a live stream, preferably a video, with Mr. Tyler Mock, as he has one of the 150th anniversary bottles from Old Forester. And one of the contingencies we had was he will open that bottle side by side with the President's Choice to see, is the 150th better than the President's Choice? Obviously, they're all single barrels, but the President's Choice are very crazy single barrels. Which one is better? The 150th, I think, is batch 2 or batch 3 versus a President's Choice. So Tom Black will be helping complete some content. We'll help him with some Wild Turkey product. I'll get an Old Forester off of him. It'll be great. It'll be fun. Bottles will be opened. That's the thing, right? Josh said, "Yeah, I remember I gave you my bottle and I asked for a return was a sample, so I knew what it tasted like. I just don't enjoy BT's profile." Did you get a sample already? If you didn't, I still have JD10 batch 4. Each chiller small batch. Obviously, we can get night and day, and the C923. Obviously you had tried before you opened it. So, Mr. Mom, Roland, we got Roland in the chat. So, if you guys could, we do want to take a moment to say that we hope that Roland has a speedy recovery. He did have a fall and a broken arm. We would love to see that healed sooner than later. Roland's been some of the guys that we've taken some pictures and posted on the Discord and on the YouTube channel too, where we've done a bottle share with him both twice. Once when he came to Mansfield, and the other time he came to Waxahachie. And it really sucks to hear that he did fall and had that break. So at that older age too, we know that those bones don't heal as fast as they should. So cheers, buddy. Glad to see you in the chat. Jonathan Jones says he'll be in DFW over the holiday weekend. Hoping to get my hands on the each chiller small batch and King Ranch. King Ranch has been discounted. Each chiller small batch is readily plentiful, available. Which holiday do you plan on coming for? I will try to go ahead and snag both bottles. That way, if you can't find them, I will personally meet up with you and I can get you both bottles at cost. I'm not asking for anything above that. Get them both to you. That way you can actually fulfill that dream. So just let me know when you want to be in town and we'll get in touch. Yeah, 400 plus tax. No thanks. Yeah, no, 216 out the door is what we were paying. Locktar. Just had no problem finding. He shouldn't have any problem finding those, but I'm willing to go ahead and buy both and have them in hand, so that way whenever he is in town, I can guarantee those go to him immediately. Locktar's willing to mule. I'm willing to just hand them to you, but yeah, I can mule them too. So either way, if you can't find them at cost, those 2 bottles are no problem. Some stores have heavily discounted the King Ranch. They were like $100+ for the newest batch. Some of them have discounted them down to $74.99, which is about $84 out the door. And then small batch, like I said, about $60 out the door. So you're talking $145, and you can have both of them. If we have to hand deliver them, there'll be a small fee, but even then, that's nothing. There we go. Chris Jenkins is asking how his arm is. Yep. Good night, Joe. Yeah, we're gonna make sure Mr. Mom gets taken care of. Dewan, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Roland, we need your arm better, buddy. We know you got some surgeries ahead of you, especially for the eyes. But we need you. We need you better. We don't need you falling. Good night, Roland. Take a good sleep. Get some rest, man. Keep that arm straight. Yeah, I know. As I was saying, all those bottles are open, but if you hadn't had them, I was like, I got you, especially for the next batch. But we've got more stuff for you. So, Josh, I know it's been a long-awaited time for those empty bottles back, but we will hook you up with 3D prints and with samples, so you'll be able to try some crazy stuff. We've just been slacking. I don't have boxes, and I refuse to buy boxes right now. I'm trying to hoe out some of the guys that have extra boxes so I don't have to pay for them. Reduces your guys' cost too whenever I get to send something to you. But yeah, well, we still got you. I'd rather just meet up face to face again. I know West Texas, you're not super far West Texas, but you're west of the Metroplex. And then west for me is like Tyler's is like halfway or close to it. I'd like to do something like that again, maybe a little bit more further towards you that we don't have to drive as far. But I would love to meet up again for sure. But instead of going like bourbon hunting like we did and kind of being like a little bit last minute, a little bit awkward, I know Jeff was able to come out too, so I was glad you were able to meet Jeff. Let's sit down and have dinner. Arlington is closer to I-20 than Euless. Yes, Euless is a little bit north of me. It's north of 360 and 30. Euless area, but the 20 for Arlington, I'm south of 20 and just west of 360. So if you want to come over there by like Six Flags area, just south of Six Flags, we could definitely do something for sure. Absolutely. King Ranch isn't moving, so it's plentiful here, and it's plentiful here too. It's not moving here. Matter of fact, they're discounting it. So yeah, we definitely got you, Jonathan Jones, if you want it. But I'm pretty sure I'll find them. I'll be there for over Labor Day. Okay. Labor Day is the next month, September 1st. Is that right? September 1st is Labor Day. If you're going to be there during that time, I will still be on my leave. You said that over the weekend, though. I'm off Monday through Friday currently, and I'm working Saturday, Sunday. So if you're going to be over the weekend, Friday, if you come in, I could potentially meet up with you. And if you don't leave super early on Labor Day, Monday, I'll also be available. Maybe we can make something happen. I can swing by and drop some stuff off. If you want some pours, some 3D prints, some Glencairns, or some bottles, if you need help finding bottles, I got you. FYI, in the state of Texas, liquor stores are closed on Sundays. Yes, congratulations to Locktar. Patrick is back in the land of the home, the free and the brave. He's in Texas. Arlington is closer to I-20 than to Euless. Yes. Euless is north of 20 for sure. It's very close to the DFW airport versus Arlington is south of 20 for where I live at least. Yeah, I got you, man. Well, Glen, like I said, samples, Glencairns, 3D prints, you name it, you want it, I got you. You need specific bottles, let me know ahead of time. Really now, if you're looking for anything other than those two bottles, let me know now, and I can try to hunt them down for you, and we'll make something happen. I'll get them to you. Okay. Legit days off the weekends and 7 to 3. Yeah, we're working weekends right now. That'll continue even when everything changes. But if you're working 7 to 3, obviously leaving at 3 o'clock, that's like rush hour traffic. You don't want to do that. We'll figure something out. If you're off on a holiday during the weekday, that's perfect for me. If you're not, we'll figure something out. Like I can come closer to you, obviously, to help make things easier. But we'll make it happen. Ugh. Do a big pour of water in our Glen. Help rehydrate. Anybody who drinks whiskey, make sure you drink enough water. Patrick knows how I feel about Still Austin. Good Lord, Patrick, that house you have has 1,000 square feet on my house. That's crazy. Liter of water for every pour. Well, we did a fully top Glen. We've already drank half of it before we go back to our Joseph Magnus. Had our Eagle Rare 10-year store pick. Now we're gonna do our Joseph Magnus. I said that Eagle Rare 10 was our last pour, but you guys know I lie. Painting's a lot of work. I did it professionally for 6 years. My father-in-law painted this house, so he did it amateurly and did a great job. Yeah, no, painting a house is a bitch and a half for sure. Painted all the walls, the floorboard panels, and the ceiling of the entire house for us. Did an awesome job. Very basic, simplistic colors, white, gray, or like a grayish color. Very neutral. And then as we have grown up and started living in this house throughout the couple of years that we've been here, the boys' rooms have been custom painted, and we will slowly custom paint other rooms as we go. But right now, it's been very nice that we were able to have someone help paint the house because it's a lot of work. We were renting, but this house was a wreck, and so we worked on a deal with the landlord to paint and do some upgrades for a discount. Discounts are good. Don't do work for free, so discounts help offset that discount. So, yep, there you go. Joseph Magnus, still can't find that. My dad just has to be a bougie and ask for it. We can get the cigar blend for you, man. Like those bottles sit at Goody Goody for the cigar blend and Specs for a good price. Matter of fact, the Specs over off of Raglan has the cigar blend. This is specifically the Murray Hills special release, finished in Calvados cask. I think the one your dad's wanting is the cigar blend. I can get that for you. It's going to be like $216.50 roughly because I think it's $199 at Specs, maybe $220 on the high end. I think Goody Goody might even be $189, but we can definitely get you a cigar blend if you want to just make a cigar blend. If you don't care about the batch number, for around like $210, $215 on the higher side. We can definitely get you one, and I can secure that and have that set aside for you. And then it'll be a bottle that I know your dad had that. You said that before too. I'm pretty sure you said your dad had asked for one before. So if you haven't found one yet, like we got you. We'll pick one up and we'll expedite that. We'll make sure that our meetup for lunch / dinner happens sooner, and that way we can help get that bottle to you along with the empty bottles and some samples and some bonus stuff like glassware and 3D prints. Replace 2 toilets and some carpentry work like building a new deck. Building a new deck is crazy. $250 or under, 100% it's under 250. Like it'll be like 220, 225 on the high end from like Specs, I think, or Goody Goody. But realistically, it should be closer to like 216 out the door. So yeah, for sure, we got you. Absolutely, Josh. I'll pick one up and I'll send you a picture of the bottle and the receipt so you know the batch number and the price tag we paid. That way we have that agreed upon. But next time I see one, I'll 100% buy it, and it's yours for your dad. So 100%. I'm not a huge Joseph Magnus cigar blend fan. The last cigar blend I had was the batch 199 was the last batch I had. Hey, you guys just finished the back deck. Hell yeah. We want to add something to the back deck, but like my wife bought one of those like inflatable pools because we don't have really a backyard for like a hard above ground pool, but yet she kind of wants to put one in. Essentially, what I've understood from this house is it's not big enough. The yard's small, and the wife wants an actual pool and not some fucking kiddie inflatable pool or plastic pool. So basically, go to work, make more money, buy a bigger house, and make sure it has a pool, and then the wife will be happy. I'll be happy too. I would love to have a pool. Joseph Magnus special release, pretty solid. It's got some leather notes to it, which I'm not a huge fan of. Tobacco notes that people talk about for those kind of like cigar releases, or Calvados finish, not quite there. Kiddie pools do make good memories and good times. And this one was only like $17 from Walmart. Like it was on sale. So it's done great for what it is. But it's going to cost me a lot more money in the long run because pools are expensive and maintenance are expensive. And we need a bigger backyard for said pool, which means we need a bigger house. Bigger house means more bedrooms because obviously the kids, we have 2. She wants 3. Everything's going to be more expensive. The first house is good, but second house will be a lot more. I do want to call the stream pretty close, though, guys. I will probably not make it through the bottom of this pour, at least on stream. I will finish this pour. I want to say thank you for everybody who's tuning in. Once again, whiskey, 3D prints. 3D printing toys, musical instruments, miniature figures, statues and bottle holders like this giant eagle, barrels for Glens, toppers for Glens. Like we're gonna slowly add some more stuff to it. A lot of these files we know that they work, or we've modified them to make sure they work. We're going to expand. We want to do custom colors, custom logos for you guys. So if you guys want anything, like we said, Riley had mentioned LSU. We will absolutely accommodate you guys for sure. Duct tape, kiddie pool, and a hose water is cheaper. That's what we're using right now, and it is definitely cheaper. Locktar, Patrick saying cheers. So I want to say thank you guys so much. As far as pours go, if I got it, if it's open, it's yours. Like there's very few bottles that I'm selfish about. 13 Colony 15th anniversary, my GTS. I try to limit those. Everything else, pretty much on the table. I'll offer you guys a sample. I don't care if it's allocated expensive or not. If it's open, it's a sample bottle for you. We reuse sample bottles. Like I said, we do a hot water rinse, refill it, throw a new label over the top, send them out. So we're going to start giving out Glencairns, barrels to hold Glencairns, toppers for Glens. And then if you guys have kids, we'll do custom 3D prints for you or your kids. I say for you or your kids because for you, maybe you want miniature figures like this custom Squirtle that my wife painted. We'll do some other stuff too. The kid in you, maybe you want a collapsible lightsaber. We do Sith with the Sith hilt in the red, or Jedi with some green, blue, or yellow lightsaber glow in the dark blades. We got green. We did a Oogie Boogie. If you guys like Nightmare Before Christmas, that was a big musical I was a big fan of. They did a movie on it. We have a Oogie Boogie that's in the other room. We are 100% all open ears when it comes to 3D prints. I want to do some custom stuff for you guys. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in, subscribing, and spending some time with me on this live stream. If you can think it, we'll try to make something happen and we'll print it. You guys want samples? I got you. Once again, glassware or accessories for whiskey. We're still working on a coaster. The coaster, I want to make it to where it's also a cigar tray. That way you can swap your coaster out as you want. If the cigar tray uses the coaster and the coaster melts, we can just replace it. It'll be super cheap, easy, very thin. We're going to try to find some more fire retardant stuff for that too. Not to mention the Glen holders. I want to have Glen holders that aren't just for storage, but also for a flight board to hold your glass upright. Or whenever you're done with your glass, it'll hold it upside down as a drying rack too. So we're trying to make some multi-purpose prints. So cheers, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys for the next one. We're going to try to, like I said, once we get back to once a week, at least for live streams. We will try to make some videos and shorts in the future. The next video or short will probably be 3D print oriented, not necessarily whiskey oriented, but we will tie everything back into where we can both be whiskey oriented, 21 and up. Also be family friendly, not necessarily kid friendly, but at least not be anti-kid. Obviously, with alcohol involved, 21 up has to be a disclaimer. Cheers, Chris. Cheers, Patrick. And I will see you guys for the next one. It's RJ the Fed signing out. Good night, guys.